Welcome everyone, and today we're going to learn how to play Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival, which is an awesome song to learn. It's very simple. In fact, it only has two parts. It's going to have a verse section and a chorus section. The verse is the same as the intro, which is very simple. We're going to be looking at the chords D, A major, so D major, A major, and G major. And those are the three chords that we're going to need for the verse actually and the chorus, but the chorus we just put them in a different order. Now, you might have seen me doing something over here, kind of like a 12-bar bluesy, like rotations. I'm doing bar chords and then 12-bar blues rotations. We're going to simplify that, so if you're at that level where you can play it, then by all means you should, but if you don't feel comfortable with that level, then I think you can easily simplify this song to D, A, G, and D. So this is sort of like if we would have had colors instead of using dark blue, just using blue, and it's still going to get you by. You're still going to hear the song out of it. It's just not going to be very specific as it is in the song. But we're just trying to play the song enough so that people recognize it. So here's how it would sound when I play with just open chords. So now let's go ahead and kind of run through what is going to be happening. So we're going to start with our D. Our standard rhythm is going to be used, which is down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. Here's where it's going to get a little tricky. We're going to use one rhythm on our D. We're going to use a half of rhythm on the A, a half a rhythm on the G, and then two full rhythms back on another D. So a half a rhythm, by the way, is going to be down, down, up. Literally just the first half of the rhythm. The rhythm is a full 6 strokes, down, down, up, down, up. We're just using the first half of the rhythm, which is down, down, up. So we're going to have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So the way this works is one rhythm plus a half a rhythm plus a half a rhythm. So that's 1 plus half equals 2. Then we have 2 more rhythms on D, so now 2 plus 2, we have a total of 4 rhythms. 1 rhythm on D, a half and a half, that equals 1 more, and then 2 rhythms on the last D, so a total of 4 rhythms. And if you've recalled from any of my previous videos that we like symmetry in music, we like 4s, we like 2s, we like 6s, we generally don't like 3s, so it all makes sense. So that's the verse, and let me go ahead and play through it a little bit on the slow side and see if you can kind of play along. I see the bad moon arising, I see trouble on the way, I see earthquakes and lightning, I see bad times today. Cool, so that gets us through part 1. The next thing we need to talk about is part 2, which is going to be our chorus. Chorus is going to be G, D, A, G, and D. G, D, A, G, D. Okay, so it's going to be 2 rhythms on G, 2 rhythms on D. There's our 4. Then we have A, G, and D. That's 1 rhythm, and then 2 rhythms on this last D. Once again, there's our block of 4. So G is 2, D is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Next part of the chorus is A, that's 1. G, that's 1 rhythm. And then D, that's 2 rhythms. That's 1 plus 1 plus 2 is another block of 4. So here's the chorus in slow motion. Well, don't go around tonight, it's bound to take your life. There's a bad moon on the rise. Verse 2. I hear hurricanes are blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I fear rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage and ruin. Don't go around tonight. And that's going to lead you back into part 2, which is the chorus. So the overall order of the song is intro. Intro and verse we mentioned are the same parts. Intro, verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 2, and after that is going to be your solo. And if you have a team member who can play the solo for you, or if you're going to play the solo and they're playing the rhythm for you, I think that's great. The solo is going to consist of a verse section, which is D, A, G, D, 4 times, right? Because that's what our verse is. And then a chorus section, G, D, A, G, D. So a verse section and a chorus section. After that, you're going to have a verse 3, chorus times 2. You're going to have 2 choruses in a row. It's the only time that it happens. And it's sort of a signal to go, okay, that's the end of the song. We're ending and we're moving on to the next part. And then finally, you're going to do at the very end, the outro is D, A, D. And that's a very common kind of like a country blues outro, just to do downstrokes on a few chords. Now again, if you don't have a team member to play the solo with you, you just need to scratch it. You need to totally cut it out. So that means you're going to be going from chorus 2 directly into verse 3 with no solo. And that's perfectly acceptable. If you don't have a soloist or a lead guitarist, people understand. You can't play the solo and the solo and the rhythm at the same time. So here's what the very end of the song will sound like when I do 2 choruses plus my outro of D, A, D. Well, don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a bad mood on the rise. Well, don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There's a bad mood on the rise. Now the only note that you need to make is on the second chorus before I go into the outro of D, A, D. Normally we would do 2 rhythms on that last D in the chorus. But in this instance, the very last chorus, final chorus, we're only going to do 1 rhythm on that final D because we need to make time to do this outro. That takes up essentially, you know, the time of 1 rhythm. So instead of doing the D with 2 rhythms, we do the D with 1 rhythm, and then we do the outro D, A, D, which takes up that extra room for that second rhythm. Hopefully that makes sense. That's a general overview about how to play Bad Moon Rising for beginners. You can download resources such as the lead sheet and all that kind of good stuff off of my website at lessons.rock.com. And hope to see you again, and enjoy the song.